eyes on Bruce Branch, who reclassed up. On J2, a.k.a. Jason Crow Jr., who is the elite scorer, California's all-time leading scorer. Arfon Diane, Tyra Stokes, we've talked about. The names go on and on and on. These are names you're going to want to know in college basketball next season.
Corey, this is about individual matchups. When you're talking McDonald's All-American game, keep an eye on Tyron Stokes, #1 in the country, you mentioned it, against Bruce Branch III on the East team. I love that matchup. I also love Caleb Holt against Jordan Smith Jr.
And here we go with the West in the blue, the East in the red. It's the 49th McDonald's All-American boys game. The East won the scrimmage. Stokes couldn't finish on that lob.
Love the execution to start the game by the West.
And Tony Bryant knocks down a three, native of Tampa, headed to Missouri, part of a top 5 class for Dennis Gates.
Tony Bryant has a face-up game that can stretch a defense out next year in the SEC.
And one of the things we got to make sure we mention, these guys are shooting the three-point college line now for the first time. And so it's a difference for many of these guys. Is I believe it's a Caleb Holt on the shoe.
Sure did, Corey. Not in any rush to get it. Try to play defense with one shoe. Late in the shot clock. Cameron Williams on his way to Duke. Tough shot. And Arfon Diane headed to Houston, throws it down. And Caleb Holt can put that shoe back on.
Arfon Diane, one of the true big men in this game. You don't have a lot of size in this class when you consider the center spot. Diane has an advantage with his strength on the interior.
Caleb Holt still came to a jump stop with one sneaker on.
Deron Rippey Jr., one of the best point guards in the class, the Morgan Wooten National Player of the Year, trying to set up Tony Bryant. It's knocked out of bounds. A couple of injuries in this game. The West without Maxie Adams, committed to North Carolina. He's got an ankle injury. Adonis Ratliff out for the East, son of Theo Ratliff. He also has an ankle injury, but twin brother Darius is playing tonight. Crow the kick. Holt fires. And now Jordan Smith Jr., so dangerous in transition. And he scoops it home with the left.
And that is his game. He has improved so much with the offensive end of the floor. He's always been a tremendous defender, going back to watching him when he was in the 6th and 7th grade. But he has added so much to his offensive arsenal, PB.
And he could dunk in the 7th grade.
Here's Williams. He can step out. Oh, way off the mark.
And, of course, committing the cardinal sin. We talked about Diane as the true big man in this class. However, he's going up against a number of guys that can shoot it from beyond the arc. Darius Ratliff from beyond the three-point arc, whose twin brother, Adonis, is not participating in the game. He is a McDonald's All-American, but was injured during practice this week, so will not be participating. But they did us a favor. Okay, so Darius braided his hair,
right,
and Adonis wore his out so we could be able to tell them why. They said they didn't do it for us, but we know they were truly looking out for us.
I mean, Corey, they're wearing different numbers. That would have helped. But yes, there is Adonis, again, enjoying the experience. Hated to see that he twisted his ankle during practice a couple of days ago. Both headed to USC, two of the 3 McDonald's All-Americans in this game. Christian Collins, who plays for the West on the other, of course, Adonis and Darius, sons of the 16-year NBA veteran Theo Ratliff, one of the great shot blockers in league history.
Eric Musselman has a lot to work with next year with the Ratliff twins and Christian Collins. 2 7-footers. You see there's Adonis Ratliff, really the better shooter of the two. Darius Ratliff likes to go inside and rebound and score.
It was great listening to those two guys break down each other's game when we had a chance to talk to them on Saturday.
Jordan Smith Jr. misses 3. Yeah, Darius and Adonis both shoot 3s. I don't think Dad did that at all. In fact, I looked it up. 0 for 2 in his career from downtown.
Theo and I were teammates on the under-22 World Championship team, and I don't remember ever throwing it to him beyond the arc. However, nobody was going in the paint when Theo Ratliff was in there manning it.
I didn't know you threw it to guys.
Well, you know, I do every now and then.
Cameron Williams throwing it down. What a pass that was from Jason Crow Jr.
And that's one of the areas where Crow can really be effective. We know about his scoring. However, his playmaking can be unbelievable as well, and he will get the keys to the car for Dennis Gates next season.
Beautiful move by Rippey. Swing it to Bryant for 3. And he's got another couple of 3s in the first 3 minutes.
Great ball movement to start this game. And in an all-star game, it's rare that you see that. But these guys really looking out for each other.
And Holt puts it in for the West.
J2 is going to call that an assist. he's going to want
that was a lob, right? That was a lob. Holt highly ranked his entire career, just like Jordan Smith Jr. misses the three and Holt with the rebound. And now Smith the interception. Feed it ahead. Rippey, beautiful pass, dropping it off to Darius Ratliff.
And although Rippey does have the unbelievable athleticism to go and challenge Caleb Holt at the rim, he makes the right play, drops it off to a teammate for the easy one.
But it all started with the defense of Jordan Smith Jr.
Now Stokes, #1 in the class, undecided at this point. Off the mark with the three. Holt the offensive rebound. And Diane with the soft touch. With 293 pounds, he is a throwback big.
And he knows it, and he wants to play in the paint. Once he gets with the strength and conditioning coach in the offseason, he's going to be a different player when he gets to Houston.
Kelvin Sampson will make sure of that.
Nobody better in getting talent to play hard.
Smith against Diane, scoops it with the right this time.
Great job by Jordan Smith Jr. attacking the screen and roll action, then splitting, getting to the rim, able to finish around the big man.
And that's a big part of his game, Corey, that has improved, the ability to read the help side defense.
And an offensive foul called against the West.
Watch this extra pass by the East. The penetration, the kick out. Jordan Smith Jr. one more to the corner. Tony Bryant with his feet set, ready to knock it down. Just love the playmaking by Jordan Smith Jr. How about the aggressive attack to take the hit and finish strong? He is physically imposing.
Jordan Smith, though, a very different player than Darius Akef was in this game a year ago.
I don't believe that Jordan Smith is going in to play the point guard position. He'll be more as a combo, but what he does, and his greatest strength, is what he does on the defensive end of the floor. Along with J.J. Andrews, Cal has a tremendous class coming in, and there are a number of guys that can actually get after it on defensively. They'll be a much better defensive team than they were this season.
And they also have Abdul Torre, a sensational vertical athlete.
Rowe couldn't hit. Physical rebound by Bruce Branch III. Pass ahead, and
playing in the game decided he didn't even want to sit courtside. He's sitting up in the stands.
Oh, come on.
And Jamal Crawford is here with his son, J.J. Crawford. Named to know in 2029.
Caleb Gaskins.
You know now.
How about Caleb Gaskins, a name to know for the Miami Hurricanes? Second units on the floor. Out of the timeout. Midway through this first quarter. These units have practiced together the last 3 days. And getting in here on the back half of the first quarter. Gaskins won the thirst for the crown, the first one-on-one competition, and a nice pass to Christian Collins, who he beat in the bonus round of that event last night.
But not only just a beautiful pass, but the great cut by Christian Collins. And again, I love the way that these guys are not playing as though it's an all-star game. Right now, they're just hooping.
Look at some of the reserves in this game. Most on the floor right now. Josiah Jervis, headed to Michigan State, hit 2 big threes in the fourth quarter of the scrimmage, helping the East come back from down 10 to win. That's off the hands of the dunk champ, Jackson Richardson, as you mentioned, Jason's son, a turnover. Brandon McCoy Jr. leading this second unit for the West. Top 20 player in the class. He's undecided. Told us he's down to Michigan, Arkansas, Miami, and Alabama. Gaskins pulled the string, but J.J. Andrews, who will head to Arkansas like Jordan Smith Jr., chased it down. And it's cleared by Taylor Kinney. Up to Jackson Richardson, sky high as usual.
And Beasley making a business decision on that one as he sees who's behind him, and knowing that's the dunk champ, Beasley just simple swipe and get out of the picture.
I mean, Jackson Richardson jumped over 5 people in the finals last night. Could have jumped over him. How about the swat? Kinney launches. McCoy the other way. All the way to the rack for 2.
And that's his game, Brandon McCoy. Coast to coast, pushing the ball quickly from defense to offense. He's a very good on-ball defender. He's got to work on the jump shot. That's the next step for Brandon McCoy.
They all have to work on the jump shot, PB. That's the next step for all of them. But Brandon McCoy's ability to defend and, more importantly, at 6'6", rebound and push the basketball is going to make him an elite prospect, not only at the college level, but at the NBA level as well. And a beautiful find off of a great cut. And then a nice business decision by Beasley on this one, knowing that he doesn't want to challenge Jackson at the rim.
J.J. Andrews puts it in with a foul. The power of the tape to cover up the earrings.
He just plays with so much charisma, energy. He's a great straight-line driver, terrific on the glass. He'll go in the low post. He's got a little bit of a face-up game. You see it, catch, drive, spin. Takes on his defender one-on-one, recognized the mismatch, and took advantage.
JJ, who is his name, Jashawn, is a combination of his mom, Janetta, and his father, Sean. But his mom told me that his game comes from her. She played at Western Carolina. His game plays like that. And JJ verified, they said, oh, yeah, absolutely played like mom. I just got the strength from Pops. Oh, great job defensively once again by B. McCoy. Getting a hand on that basketball, forcing Jervis to kick it out of bounds.
You know, there's so many great athletes in this class, but there's also a lot of good on-ball defenders.
Yes.
Caleb Holt, Brandon McCoy, we just saw it in the last possession. Of course, Jordan Smith Jr. Christian Collins can guard with quickness and lateral speed.
Quick Costello, maybe the best pure shooter in the class, headed to Michigan, off target. And the rebound taken in by Latrell Almond, who's going to Oklahoma State.
Latrell Almond, the 4-time state champion out of course, my state of Virginia. And went with his coach, Ty White, to Petersburg High School this past year, continued on the tradition. As your guy, PB, Anthony Thompson's able to knock down that corner three.
Buckeyes have a shot maker coming to Columbus.
Are you partial to the Buckeyes?
Always. He can flame it up from the outside, Anthony Thompson.
Foley, you would have loved recruiting Anthony Thompson during your time on staff there at Ohio State. Gaskins on the move. Met by Thompson. And Collins couldn't handle it.
Taylor Kenny. And, of course, one of the guys that Paul Pierce was looking at starting the day, he said, hey, he's headed to Kansas. Well, he loves the fact that he's making plays and looking out for PB's Buckeye. Thompson in the corner, knocking down the three ball.
But I love the way Anthony Thompson is set ball. That's a sign of a guy who's worked on his shooting.
In contrast to that one where he wasn't set and ready to shoot the basketball, but oftentimes in a game as such, you know, and if you're not a point guard, when you get it, you better do something with it.
He rushed that shot. That was a shot fake, one dribble pull-up, or a shot fake go all the way to the basket.
That would be in a real game, but this is the McDonald's game. You showing off your stuff today.
You still got to play the right way.
McCoy too strong. Final minute of the first quarter, and Collins pulls it in. A foul called against the East. The West with 4 of the top 5 ranked players in the class, including Christian Collins. Stokes, Williams, Holt as well. And here comes Jackson Richardson the other way. Oh, he blew the dunk this time. When has that ever happened for him? Kenny the steal. And Kenny doesn't miss. Throw it ahead. J.J. Andrews, the flush at the other end. Got to get back.
This is your style of basketball, Corey, in an all-star game. Steals, transition, layups, and dunks.
However, they are being created off of defense. Taylor Kenny with the steal, coming up with the dunk off of a missed opportunity by the dunk champ, Jackson Richardson, and then great recognition to see that J.J. Andrews is out by himself and able to finish at the rim.
Shot clock turned off here for the West. Down a pair. McCoy defended by Taylor Kinney.